Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a little bit of an update with the whole Phillyian situation, and there's been a little bit of misinformation, or at least wrong information that came out, which we covered the other day, and it seems like there's been a little bit more to it. Now, if you guys don't remember, in a couple of videos ago, we actually covered this one post here, which is up on the Phillyian subreddit saying, so we might have screwed up, and obviously it's talking about the fact that the ARG channel, if you don't know what an ARG is, it's like a little story set up by a game master, whatever you would call it, in this case Filian, and you kind of like leave all of these hints through multimedia sources, right? Whether it's a website, a YouTube channel, TikTok, whatever, and people have got to figure out exactly the kind of answer to this. It's almost like a little like mystery thing, right? And you guys probably know that, considering it's been a thing for quite a while now. But it seems like things were kind of like, just people were giving up on it. Like I think even like Filian herself was kind of giving up on it, because recently the ARG channel was actually removed from the Discord. And that is still the case, by the way. It is still removed from the Discord. It is not up there, but it was all about the reasoning as to why this was removed from the Discord, right? And obviously this person here assumes that it was from some kind of, a lot of people, new people joining and whatever. And it kind of caused a lot of discourse between them and the mods kind of got fed up of dealing with it, right? And they didn't want to deal with a lot of the fighting and stuff that was going on within the channel, which obviously was something that a lot of people had theorized, right? A lot of people were saying, and this post kind of said as well, right, saying this message is from Han, basically an honorary mod I found this morning after noticing the ARG channel was gone. But it's not just this. I tried going on the black file index site, and that's also gone. This feels like game over. You screwed up definitively, and I can't help but be frustrated at how 5 months of effort gets thrown in the trash because of a bunch of impatient idiots. And obviously, yeah, they were talking about the fact of like saying, Discord was screwing up, and instead of people being cool about it, people decided to attack the mods and blame them. Now, this is coming from someone who apparently is known within the server, right? They're not actually a mod. We do have a response from the actual mods of the server, which I think probably is better, right? But obviously they say, essentially there was a time whenever this came out where Discord actually went down for a little bit, and apparently people were blaming that on the mods. I don't know why. And obviously they believed that it was due to the fact, that's why it got taken away, was due to the fact of people just being mean to the mods and whatever, over something that they couldn't control, which obviously would be terrible and it would be a justified reason. But it seems like that wasn't the case, because that person actually came up with a follow-up saying, I may be stupid, which obviously they then share a message from an actual moderator, Dragoon here, saying, like it or not, we just had a huge influx of new people. Unless they're trying to be egregious, please avoid trying to have issues with them. This also goes to anybody that's new. Calm down and relax, because you're being kind of extra. No one knows what happened. No other moderator does. And yeah, they kind of further clarified that in the chat as well. They actually had a further message from another mod. I'm just seeing if I can find it on my screen. But essentially, yeah, it seems like they have no idea, right? Yeah, so there was another message from Severius as well, saying, we the mods do not know what is going on in regards to the ARG, nor did we make the decision to take the ARG channel down. So that was from another moderator as well, also saying that. So again, it seems like the mods also have no idea. It wasn't due to some big fighting or whatever that they decided to take it down. It seems like obviously it must have been Phillyian or someone, high up, close to Phillyian, that has taken it down, right? It seems like that was the case. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty understandable though, because I think I think we all kind of feel the reason why is because it seems like the ARG is just kind of stopped now. It seems that there isn't really any new stuff, and it seems like potentially they just kind of given up on it, right? And we're just gonna get a regular kind of return. And yeah, obviously this person then puts here saying, so earlier this week I posted an update on the ARG based on misinformation I had received from the sub-only channel. I'm posting a correction post and also formally apologizing to the mods for spreading misinformation. Apparently the channel just disappeared and the mods don't even know why. This is what an actual mod had to say about it. Again, sorry for the confusion. So yeah, it seems like the mods have zero clue as to why it was down as well, right? People say she worked so hard along. I just kind of wish she had said taking 2026 off, snackers, see you in 2027, and I think we would all be fine. Entertainers get burned out, it happens all the time, and personally I think the ARG was an odd choice. What if it had been figured out in 2 days? Then what? Break over, back to the grind, let the poor flipping Filipino rest, give us a return date and everyone will be happy. Even if it's a month or a year from now, followers will still be there for her until she streams IMO. Now, again, you know, I don't really care about the fact that she says, oh, I'll be back in 2027. She doesn't need to give you a date, right, on when to return. I honestly think, you know, at the end of the day, what she needs, you know, she said that she was going to be away for a while at the end of the stream, and I think that's enough, right? I don't think she needs to be like, hey, I'm going to be back in 2027, because what if she doesn't genuinely know, right? There's a lot of things, for example, right, where she wouldn't actually genuinely know that she would be, you know, back in 2027 or whatever, or when she would be back, because of course some people take breaks until they feel like, okay, now I'm ready to come back, right? They don't always take it with the kind of knowledge that, oh yeah, I'm going to be returning back on, like, you know, in June or whatever like that. You know, some people don't do that. So again, I don't think she needs to say when she's coming back, right? But you know, I think, you know, saying personally, I think the ARG is an odd choice. I think it was a good decision, right? And I think the ARG would have been a cool thing if it was kind of, you know, I guess handled in a better way, right? Saying, what if it had been figured out in 2 days? But again, I think, you know, as an ARG, you know, person who was doing the ARG, right, I think that she could, you know, extend it further, right? I think there's so many things you can do to extend an ARG if people are figuring it out too quickly, right? But honestly, I think in this case, you know, she did a pretty good job of making it hard enough, because it's so hard that people haven't actually figured it out. So running ARGs is honestly an art form, and it's really hard to learn how to do it correctly. The number one rule for ARGs for me is that it should be very clear to everyone that if there is currently a puzzle to be solved, or if the next stage of the puzzle is currently paused. Number two is that the game master needs a way to communicate to the players, just in case they break the IRL barrier and are causing problems for someone, which obviously, yeah, was an issue that some people had as well. Was, you know, some people like digging up IRL stuff, which obviously was a little bit weird, right? People said no one knows what happens. I call slight bullshit, because Discord logs have every mod's actions, so you can easily check if someone's deleted their channel, right? And yeah, I do think, you know, there probably is some way that you can do it, but I don't know the kind of rolling of these moderators, right? I don't know how much permission they have, because sometimes some moderators don't actually have access to the logs. They should do, because of course, you know, it helps them with their, you know, general moderating activities, but sometimes it might be like admins that have like specific access to the bigger logs, and maybe they could only access like, you know, bot commands and things like that. But again, I don't know. I don't know how it works. And, you know, if they are able to access logs, then yeah, maybe they could be able to tell what it is. But, you know, maybe it is just Phillyian, and, you know, they don't really want to say, right? And I think that's fair enough, right? I think it's fair enough just to keep it, you know, a little bit on the down low. So personally, I think Phillyian's way of going about this was really poorly done. She could have at least said something and not done this whole wild goose chase ARG. Which again, I don't think it's really that bad. I think people are trying to make it, you know, out to be way worse than it really was. You know, I thought it was cool for a period of time. It just kind of fizzled out, right? And yeah, I mean, you know, what do you really want her to do on a hiatus? It's either that or she stays silent the entire time, right? Saying, can you link the ARG or at least where it began? Say props for clearing up the misunderstanding. No one ever can convince me there is an ARG regarding Phillyian. I believe she's just simply gone for one reason or another. The sub in the Discord is just full of copium. No, I don't think that's true. There was an official channel on the Discord, yeah, as well as a Minecraft server for the clues, yeah. So I can convince you her last hardcore Minecraft marathon stream literally contained a partial YouTube video URL hidden in the glitch effects, which led to the other clues. The reason no one can convince me is that it's been too long. Business, or just take a existence sake for the whole thing, has been way too long, and the ARG no longer makes sense. And again, I think you could like argue that the ARG failed, sure, right? But I don't to argue that it didn't exist in the first place is a little bit stupid, because there clearly was an attempt, right? With a lot of the kind of clues that Phillyian was dropping in terms of the live stream, in terms of the videos, in terms of the YouTube channel. So again, I don't really see the point of saying that, you know, it wasn't real in the first place. It definitely was real, but it just didn't really pan out maybe how people thought it would. But yeah, I mean, that is essentially an update on what is going on with that. Just to kind of tell you guys that the moderators also say that they have no clue what is going on with the ARG channel. And essentially, it wasn't due to the fact of any kind of like fighting or anything, you know, with the members or any new members or whatever. It just seems to be yeah, just gone, and they don't know why. Oh, well, I say they don't know why. They probably know why, but it's probably, you know, they can't really say why. But yeah, that's probably all for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameTubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.